Global mission is one of the essential pulse beats of the whole Bible. From the book of Genesis right through to the book of Revelation, you cannot escape the constant pulse beat of God's passion to have His rule and reign acknowledged throughout the creation that He made.
So a lot of what flies under the banner of missions today is just the fulfillment of the Great Commandment, to love your neighbor as yourself, which is good, and we ought to do that as the church. But that's not the Great Commission. The Great Commission is to go and make disciples of all nations, or people groups, every people.
If Jesus Christ is your Lord, that command ought to weigh very heavily on you. It is undeniably the case that not everyone is called to go overseas. But it's also the case that when we say that, we also have to say with equal urgency, there are people overseas who need to hear the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Christ gave us a command to make Him known in all the earth. And there really are a couple of parts to that as the church. One is that we pastor well the people in the locations where churches have already been planted. The other is that we go make Christ known where He has not been made known. And for the church to say that we're fulfilling the Great Commission while we're leaving thousands of people groups without any knowledge of Christ when we have the time and resources and people to go and reach them is essentially to be disobedient.
There might be some people, some places throughout some of history that would certainly share the gospel to those with whom they had contact, but couldn't do more than that. But that's not the situation we're in. The situation we're in is one in which God has given us tremendous resources to carry out the kind of ministry that we see the Apostle Paul carrying out in the book of Acts and that we see him describe in his letters. It's really unthinkable that we wouldn't invest those resources to obey the command of Jesus Christ.
I think when you have the greatest gospel message that can be preached, it's incumbent upon you to not hide that under a bushel, but to go out on the mountaintops and shout it to the nations.